Well, I've taken almost all of the pictures due today. There is still a peep pipping, and I don't want to touch them until they've come all the way out of the egg. Because even when they're overdue to pip, they may not have... Oh, hi, Pippin. They may not have fully absorbed their yolk yet. So, as they are pulling themselves out of their shell, they're kind of folded in half around the yolk. Their entire little neck is curled around it, and their heads are tucked under their feet. They push out with their little feet, and they slowly, carefully, with tremendous difficulty, uncurl themselves. And, hi Puddin', in the time that they're doing that, the movement pulls the membrane free of the inside of the shell, and their stomach absorbs the egg yolk. If you pull them out too early, even if they needed help cracking the egg like this one did because it had started to shrink wrap inside the shell. That, by the way, is what happens when they start to pip, but either the shell is too thick or the peep doesn't have enough energy to finish pipping. So moisture escapes through the shell, and the membrane wrapped around the peep dries and hardens and makes it harder for the peep to move. This is why we check the day before an egg is due to hatch to see if we see any pip marks, because if we do, we can expect that peep the next day, and if we don't, we check on the due pip day. We give the peep a full 24 hours to break out, and if 24 hours later little to no progress has been made, we help by finishing the pip marks. Using my fingernail, I will gently crack the egg around the pip, around what would have been the pip line, which is usually around the air bubble inside the shell. We have video on Instagram of doing that, because I'll usually take very short videos on Instagram, and that is a very, very short procedure that I didn't want to go through the whole ordeal of setting the camera up on the tripod to record, because that's super time sensitive. That is time sensitive as crap. So that peep is pipping its way out. Hello, Hagrid. And it's about halfway pushed out of the shell right now. So here is Oliver demonstrating more of why he will make a fantastic, I forgot the word, therapy peep. You know, his sister over there doesn't really bother to beg anyone anymore. She is almost completely independent. If her dad is right next to her, or her mom is, she may turn around and peep for a minute, but if they don't immediately respond by feeding her, she just goes and feeds herself. This boy follows his daddy everywhere, hoping that he has treats on him. Hello, Cookie. Cookie has decided that Emilio cannot have that knee. Hi, Pippin. Pippin's here to maybe woo the Tandy. I mean, Tandy is quite attractive, and y'all, I would lose my mind for Pippin and Tandy babies. You have no idea. And Pippin is kind of losing his mind at the prospect of Pippin and Tandy babies. Since it seems... Here we go. Since it seems that Miss Cookie... There we go. It seems that Miss Cookie is not interested in nesting right now. She will go nest on occasion, but for all the times he has tried to tread her, and all the times she's been willing for him to tread her, They have not produced new egg. Hi, Cookie. Hi, Cookie. Hey, pretty baby. I see that girl. I see that girl. So, both of Cody's shiny new siblings have hatched. Yes, hello, Cookie. Hello. Cookie is absolutely fascinated by the phone. We don't actually have the screen facing her, so she can't see her reflection moving, or she can't see her recorded image moving. You gonna preen my finger? You gonna preen that? Oh, what a sweetie. No? You done? You done preening that? Okay. That's fun. There's your tiny husband. And away he goes. So we have worked out a little more of the list for new blood. And we don't have to get all of it immediately. We don't even have to get all of it this year. But we definitely want Old Dutch Capuchin blood in these birds. And we want Old German Owl blood. Old German Owls will be coming from Little Indie Owls. Bird Geppetto on Tumblr will be providing 2 Danzig crosses and a Figurita. Let's see, Home of House Chickens is Fluffernutter and Loki's mom. Feathers and Friends, I think. I'm sorry if I got the blog name wrong. Also on Tumblr is going to be sending us a Utility King mixed baby when there's pair up. Hello, Mia. We have, we don't have anybody selected yet for the West of England Tumbler baby. After some time to research and consider, I've decided against the nuns, simply because of their notoriously terrible parenting. Cormoner tumblers have a very similar look that I also like. And they are known to be fantastic parents from everything that I've looked into. They're a medium-sized breed, not much smaller than a Homer, not a whole lot bigger than a classic old frill, about Mia's size. So we will hopefully find a squeaker of those. I also want Chinese owl blood, not related to Sun Tzu. I am looking into Chinese nasal tuft. I know very little about them aside from that they're cute. But, you know, cute's not going to cut it for this project. I need to know that they're docile, that they're good parents, that they're structurally sound, that they don't have any known health problems associated with the breed. All that good mess. They are a little short-beaked, but not nearly as short-beaked as, say, the Old German. The Old German is probably the shortest beaked of the breeds I'm interested in blending. And I would really, really like to lengthen their beaks. They are here entirely for temperamental. German owls are known to be very mellow and sweet-tempered. And we have seen a lot of that passed on in their very docile offspring. There is a flightiness gene in pigeons. When most other animals are domesticated, the dominant genes that allow them to survive in the wild are the first to be bred out, and amongst those, the first to be bred out is the gene for skittishness. Because skittishness in something like a dog or cat is going to make that animal potentially aggressive to its handler. One of the neotness traits that we have domestic animals keep is a very, very babyish level of curiosity and fearlessness. Pigeons were domesticated initially as livestock. They provided meat, eggs, and fertilizer, and they were valued very, very strongly for being the only type of livestock that you could trust to go out into the field, feed itself, and then come back home to the coop at night. So it was advantageous for pigeons in a way that it wasn't for dogs and cats and other domesticated animals to keep that skittishness gene. And in pigeons, there is a specific flightiness gene that is a simple dominant. Now, it's hard to tell genetic flightiness from basically what amounts to PTSD in pigeons until you have offspring pick it up and express it. There is very, very, very high flightiness in performance breeds, ferals, of course, and in archangels and starlings and related breeds whose breed standard requires that they look like they're about to take off. That is, generally speaking, achieved on the show ring by breeding them to be flighty, so they actually are, generally speaking, about to take off. Or at least looking to. Hey, I'm sorry, I almost called you your dad's name. Hey, Oliver. Are you here to preen my skirt? Would you like to sit on my knee? You can come sit on my knee. You don't have to, but you can come sit on my knee. Vinny's here. Hi, Vinny. Hey, that good boy. Hey, that good boy. Oh, Lily. Lily decided he wants this knee. Hey, Lily. Hey, good boy. Yeah. Lily got up here. Look at this boy. He's 4.5 weeks. And you can see the new oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. You can see the new contour feathers coming in around his little face, since he's modeling for me like an absolute angel. Let's see if I can get a picture of this. Ooh, those are in very good light. And that'll be fantastic for talking about structural development. Can we turn profile? No? That's okay. That's okay. That was a little scary. Somebody else flew by and made a scary noise. Hello, Hagrid. Hello, Hagrid. Hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandma. Messing with your grandma's tail feathers. Oh, she kind of stretched and then he mimicked. Oh, and you can actually see on his wing here the darker mark of an ash red almond. This works a little bit differently in a brown almond, which you can see some of the almond spots around his grandmother's neck. There's a light one on her head, and when she, oh, thank you, Hagrid. When she turns this way, you can see the one in her wing. You can see these spots on her chest. So since ash reds don't have any black pigment, all they have is red pigment, what you see is a dark red fleck. Oh, Fluffity. Oh my goodness, Fluffity. I don't remember what I was talking about before this point. Would you like help up? I'll help you up. It's okay, I'm not after you. I wasn't after you. I was trying to help you up. If you would rather get up by yourself, that's fine. I'll let you try next time. Look at your feet. Look at your extravagant feet. But yeah, this is what's going to make him an absolutely fantastic therapy child. Because despite his age and despite knowing full well how to eat, he is still looking to a parent to be fed. Which means that he will still be looking to his handler to be fed for quite some time. His mom is getting off her egg and the dad is changing the guard. Don't you go bother him. You let him sit his egg. Don't you go bother him. Oh, there's a Rigby on the ground. Rigby is probably here to eat food. Next to her mother-in-law. Don't you go bother your dad. Leave your dad alone. You got a pile in the nest box under his? Oh, his precious peep. Oh my lord, this precious peep. Oh, gracious. Man, the lighting in here is a bitch. There we go. Let's see if that'll make things less finicky. They might, they may not. Looks like a probably no, but at least he's distracted from bothering his dad. And his dad is allowed to sit his egg. What a good boy. What a good papa. I have so many good parents. Oh no! Oh no! The screen froze. What? What other app is using the mic?